Good morning. Myself Kavita, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, BSP Engineering College. I am going to deliver the lecture about the subject of estimation, costing, and valuation engineering. So, this is the course objective of the subject. So, first of all, we have to know what is estimation, what is costing, and what is valuation, right? So, simply we can say estimation is a process of calculating the quantities and the quantities of the material and labor and cost of the project before starting the project. So that is called estimate, right? So then what is the cost? What is the costing? The costing also is a process of calculating the total cost of the project. How to calculate the total cost? Using the quantities of the material and quantities of the labor, how much quantity of material required, how much quantity of labors are required, and what is the cost of the constructing the project. It will give the total final cost of the project. That is called a costing. So estimate, we can say simply finding the total quantities of required, total quantities required for constructing a house. How much quantity of cement, how much quantity of sand is required, how many labors are required to constructing a house. So that process is called estimation. From all those things we can calculate the total cost of the building. That is called casting. And finally we can say the valuation. Valuation is a very important thing. So that will give the present value of the project. It may be a land, or it may be a building. So that would be in a specific time. We should know the present value. So what is the purpose of valuation here? The valuation is mainly used for, we can sell the project, we can buy a building, we can buy a land. So for that purpose, for loan and mortgage lease purpose and rental purpose, and also the tax purpose. So these all the purpose, the valuation is a very important thing. So we can let's move to the next topic. So this is the introduction part. So initially we should know some basic knowledge of to study this subject. Why this basic knowledge? Because estimation is a very important subject in a civil engineering field, because initially they are studying from the engineering mechanics and the strength of materials and design of RCC structural elements, and also concrete technology, then design of steel structures. These are all the very important subjects in a civil engineering fields. So they will understand one by one. First initially they should know what is stress, strain, loads, different types of loading conditions, different types of elements, beams, the materials, everything should be know, everything should know. Then only they will easily understand the estimation subject, right? So these are all the basic requirements of basic concepts needed. So engineering drawings and building materials like cement, sand, aggregate, steel, bricks, everything, and also the technologies, the construction as well as the concrete technology. Then only they will easily understand how to calculate the quantities, cost, everything. They will be easily find out, right? So these are the learning objective. After the learning, they should be able to know how to calculate the estimation project, the basic of the estimation, and they can easily read the drawings, right? So the plan, section, elevation views, they can easily read the drawings, and they can also calculate the quantity and know the material, which material is this for the given units. For the units they know the materials, and also they can do the calculation process, the casting process, right? So these are all the learning objectives. So here I'm providing some images for estimate and estimation. So we have some difference here. So what is the estimation or estimating, and what is estimate, right? So the estimation is nothing but it's a process of calculating the quantities of various item of works which involved in the project. If you are constructing home, there are different items or works are involved. So we can calculate these one by one by using some process, right? The calculation of quantities. So that process is called estimating. What is the estimate? So it will incorporated, and the document is provided with the different works involved with the rate and analysis. So that is called estimate, right? So that is the difference of estimation and estimate. Next, why this estimate is need, the necessity of the estimate, right? Once we know the estimation, that is the very important thing. We already say, we already told the important subject of civil engineering is estimation. So these are all the main necessity of estimation, right? So first one is valuation. For the valuation of the land or building, once we have to know the proper value, they have to properly estimate that process for a product, or it may be a building or it may be a land. So for inviting tenders or contract, whatever it may be, sanctioned projects, everything should be based on the estimation. So that estimation will know the exact value of the project, right? So once we need to calculate the total cost of the project, or we have to calculate how much labor are required to calculate the to complete the complete the project, how much time is required, how many labors are required, how much of cost is required. So each and everything will be depends upon the estimates. So that's why the estimation is very necessity also. See, I'm explaining here also, right? So we do the approximate cost of the building, to calculate the tax and rent, and also we should know the various item of works involved in the building constructions, and we have to arrange the labor for constructing the process to complete the projects, and for the approval and for the loan purpose, right? So for all those things we need the estimations. And why we need the estimate, so we have some points are here. So each and everything will be depends upon the estimating conditions, right? So we will see one by one what is the need, why should we need. So we are calculating the estimation for initially before starting the project, then only we should know that determine the total cost of the building, then only we have to plan accordingly, right? And obtained from the approval, we should only the total cost we should know, then only we have to apply it for the administrative purpose, right? To arrange funding activities, other loan purpose and mortgage purpose, lease purpose, whatever it may be, tax and rent, whatever it may be, everything has been depends upon this. And also the tenders and contract. So especially the tender, inviting the tender, or if you are giving the tender to the customer, the consumers, we have to know the total cost of the project. Only the estimation we can calculate the quantity, labor cost. Finally we can calculate it. This will be used for calculating the total cost of the project. Once know the cost of the project, only we will give or provide the tender to the customer, or we are inviting the tenders, etc., right? So everything will be depends upon. And also to ensure the proper planning and scheduling, once we know the total cost and total quantity and the labor arrangements, we have to planning the schedule. So this item of work is today they are going to construct, how many labors are required and how much time is required, everything will be depends upon the estimation. And we have to prepare the proper budget for complete the project, whether we have the availability funds needs this, it is enough for to complete the project, or it is expenditures will be available, is any extra cost is required to complete the projects, everything will be depends upon, right? So the technical sanctions and compare the alternatives. If any alternative options are there, then only we can fix this, right? So likewise we will see another some need, why it is estimation is need. So total prevent over to prevent the cost of the overruns. If you are experiencing any other additional problems it may face, it will increasing the total cost of the project. And to help the project feasibility in the manner, it to provide some basis for the rate analysis, and we have to monitor and control the expenditures, so avoid wastage and material and money. So everything will be depends upon the estimation. So that's why the estimation is very needed one, right? So calculating the estimation, we need some category, right? We need some data. So what are all the data are here means the drawings, specifications, and also the rates, right? So the drawings, the sectional view, maybe the elevational view, right? The thing we are needing, we need to calculate this estimation. And also the specification is nothing but each and every item of work will vary with this different specification, because the quantity and the quality of the material, that will be main thing in specification, right? We are using the OPC or PPC. We are using this kind of admixtures. Each and every material with a proper quality, that will be each and every quality is changing, the quantity is also changing due to the mixed proportions. So that will increasing, that will be reflected in the specification also. So it is main thing that the specification also a main thing for calculating the estimation, right? And also the rate, because each and every items are the various items of works are depends upon the various rates. The main rates we are taking from schedules of rate. So who will prepare the schedules of rate? This, it is the standard schedules of rate that will be prepared by the engineering departments. It is yearly once it is changing. So we are taking the total cost and each and every material cost from the schedules of rate, right? And also we just know the location of the work and it's the distance of the source, availability of the material. So that would be incorporated to the cost of the transport. That should be we have to know this, that also, right? So these are all the 5 units. The unit 1 is quantity estimation, unit is rate analysis and costing, unit 3 is specifications, report and tenders, unit 4 is a contract, and unit 5 is a valuation. We will see one by one. First, these are all the main learning objective. While studying the unit 1, the quantity estimation, we will understand the basic uh, strength of the estimation, basic concepts of estimation and calculations of the different quantities of material used in buildings, roadways and etc. So these are all the different types of estimation. So first one is preliminary estimate and plinth area, cube rate, approximate quantity method estimation, detailed estimation, supplementary estimation, revised estimation, sub-estimate, annual repair or maintenance estimate, and complete estimate. So these are all the different basic different types of estimates, right? So we will see one by one. First one is preliminary estimate. So preliminary estimate is basically it will be based on this prepare at the initial stage of the project. While starting the project, the initial stage, they will it will assure the approximate data, approximate rate for producing for to constructing a building. It will used for the feasibility of the construction process, it will be used. That is the preliminary estimate. Once the detailed estimates should know the actual process, actual detailed measurements, it will be based on the accurate and reliable, but because this will be giving only approximate data, that will be providing the total cost of the project, that will be very useful for the construction process. The revised estimate, once the due to the change in the rate and design or it may be in the specifications, the total estimate will be revised. So that will be incorporated to the revised estimate. So when there is a significant change in the original scope or cost of the project, so that will be used for revised estimate. Supplementary estimate, I will give some example to the supplementary estimate. So if we are constructing a commercial building, the hospital building, at the level they are included in the emergency staircase. So likewise in the design, in the plan, some additional item of works are included, so that will be incorporated to the supplementary estimate because the new items become necessary during the execution. So we are including this new item of work, so automatically what will happen, the total estimate will be changed, so that will be a supplementary estimate. So revised estimation is the only the changes in the design, scope, cost and also the specifications, but supplementary, the additional works, item of works are incorporated. So that is called supplementary estimation, right? And repair and maintenance is mainly, so these are all the main items, right? This repair, annual repair works are included in this. For that annual repair and maintenance purpose, we are creating one estimate is called the repair and maintenance, right? We will see the next one. So I am explaining each and everything in a figure. So these are all the some more points related to the preliminary and observer estimate. This document should be attached with this detail. In this estimate, the detailed report and the slide plan for the proposal, everything should be incorporated. For this type of approximate estimate, also classified into some types: the plinth area, cubical content, unit cost method, maybe typical bay or carpet area method, plinth area, carpet area and cubical content method, the rough quantity method. So these are all the some different types of the approximate estimate, right? So the detail estimate will give the detailed measurement of the work. So that would be some incorporated to the different types of estimate. Supplementary estimate we already explained, right? So these are all some extra points to be understand. For the some more points are included here. So this estimation methods, how it can be classified, so that also explained by the different types of estimates. So here the estimation methods of building works. So this estimation of the building quantities, like how can we calculate the quantity, right? What are all the quantities means the earthwork. It can be classified into both superstructure and the substructure. In the superstructure, we can calculate the flooring, roofing, everything will be incorporated. In the substructure, earthwork, foundation and brickwork in plinth area. So these are all the building quantities. Oh, what are all the methods we are going to adopt means, first one is long wall and short wall method. Second one is central line and partially central line and short wall method. So these are all the methods to be adopted for calculating this estimation, right? We will see one by one. First method is a long wall and short. We know. So in this method, the wall along the length of the building, the length and breadth dimensions are there. So along the length of the room, that wall is considered as a long wall, right? So perpendicular to the long wall, another wall is considered as a short wall. So we have to calculate a center to center length of the long wall as well as a short wall. How to calculate this? We can calculate easily. So this is the length, along the length of the wall. This wall is called long wall, this is called short wall, right? So this long wall is mainly calculated by the center to center length. Again we can add half of the breadth, here also half of the breadth. Otherwise we can easily calculate center to center length of the long wall plus breadth of the wall, right? We can also calculate the short wall also. So this will be calculating easily. So long wall length out to out, how to calculate the center to center length plus half breadth on one side, half breadth on another side. Otherwise we can simply take it as a one center to center plus one breadth. So we can calculate easily this method, right? Same likewise, if we are adding here, what will happen in the short wall length? It will be reducing. So that's why we are here putting here center to center length minus one breadth, right? So this is the center line method. So here long wall short wall method is mainly used for different length and breadth. So if you are constructing house or apartments, the each and every length and breadth should be varied. But if you are constructing hospital building, school building, the similar cross section, who are all the similar cross section, that method is initially suited for the center line method. Here the total center line length is multiplied with the length and breadth. So respective of item, to get the total quantity at a time we can calculate. So this will be easily calculating. So where it is working, so the similar cross section area we are preferring center line, and the different cross section we just using the long wall and short wall method. So what is the partially center line and partially cross wall? So here some of the outer wall of the building is same in a different manner. So at that time the external walls may be used by the long wall and short wall method. The internal walls are in the same dimension. So for that we can use the center line method. So incorporately we can use both center line as well as the long wall short wall. So that will be as a partially center line and partially cross wall method, right? So these are all the course outcomes of each every units, right? So first one, unit 1 is CO1 to estimate the quantities of building. So it take off the total quantity, to take off quantities of various item. We can calculate this each and every item. We can calculate the quantity, and the data sheet. We can prepare the data sheet and apply the rule of measurements, each and every rule for calculating the measurements, and ensure the accuracy and avoiding error. So once we know, we can calculate this quantity of material, right? So the simulating questions, just think. So suppose you are asked to build a classroom. So what things will you estimate first? And if the another one questions, how would you estimate the material required for painting a room? If you are taking a one room, just painting works. The item of work is painting. So what are all the material is required to for painting work, and how to estimate the material, and why do engineers prepare estimate before starting any projects? So we know the necessity and the need of estimation, right? So think over and just tell why do engineers prepare the estimate before starting any project. So these are all some stimulating questions we can think, right? Thank you.